Hi everyone, Renee here with Jade Penguin Jewelry, and I have another tutorial video. And today, just like I mentioned in my last video, we're going to do hoops. So I have my bucket of hoop earrings. And I have some beads. So I actually have a matching set of hoop earrings, and I have this little bit of chain and some spacer beads. These chain pieces here, I think I got at Michael's. They come in like a longer strand. So we're going to use these to update these, as well as the hollow spacer beads. And I have some wire. So the easiest thing to do is just find beads that fit over the hoops. I think I already messed up my pattern. So there's these links here. I'm gonna do every 3. So I'm gonna leave 3 and grab the 4th one. And put on a bead. Leave 3, 1, 2, 3, and put the 4th one and put on a bead. 1, 2, 3. And grab a bead. So there's the first one. Grab 2 more of the spacer beads, and I believe these also came from Michael's as well. These are like the strands of the red card beads that you can get from there. Don't remember what the red price means. So we're going to do the same with the second earring. Put a hoop on, or link. Put a spacer bead on. Count it 1, 2, 3. And on the 4th one, put it on. 1, 2, 3. Grab the 4th. Grab the 4th. And put it on. So if you wanted to, you can leave them just like this. We didn't use any tools or any wire, so all you would need to do is buy 2 things out of the bead aisle and you can update your hoop earrings. But if you didn't want them to slide around or risk coming off, you can grab a little bit of wire. This is kind of coppery, but we're going to use it. So I'm just going to cut a little piece. Might cut it in half. And I'm just going to put it through the one hoop, or the one jump ring here, and make sure it comes around the hoop. And then this is where you need to be able to hold it and twist it I'm using a really soft wire. If you need to use a harder gauge, or if that's what you have, that's fine. As long as you can twist it and you're comfortable with it. Okay, so I got the first bit twisted in. I'm going to hold the jump ring against the hoop as I twist this last little bit in. I'm going to use my needle nose pliers on this part so I can smush those little ends down so they won't pull hair. And it's nice and anchored now to that side. So you're not going to lose anything unless you really work at it. But I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. So I have this little bit of wire. It's through the jump ring and it's going to come against the hoop. And I'm going to space it just a little bit out so there's some movement in the beads. Right about there. So I'm keeping the pressure on the hoop with my left hand and I'm twisting the wire around. I don't have to worry about tucking that in. I'll do that with my pliers. And then I'm going to come around and get that. Oh no, I lost a leaf. I'll have to put that back on. So I'm just going to try to tuck down these pointy edges a little bit. And you might have to hold the whole thing at the bottom, because sometimes when you wrap wire around something smooth, it just ends up spinning when you try to tuck the ends in, and it doesn't actually do what you want the first time. So there, I smushed the wire on. And we're not going to slide around. It's not going to come off. We're not going to lose it. And as I've shown you here, chances are you're just going to lose a leaf if it slides out of the jump ring. If you hear puppy noises, my dog Winston just joined me. So we're just going to do the same. It's in the jump ring and it's around the hoop. Kind of sounds like I'm teaching someone how to tie their shoes. Like the rabbit goes down the hole and around the tree, or whatever that little kid rhyme is that I've only ever seen in movies. Okay, so we're gonna get this wire tucked in. He's a little sharp. Okay. And last one, last wire. I cut it a little bit short. So if you're worried about length of wire, it's always good to cut it longer than what you think you need and trim it. And then that way you're not fighting it like I am right now. We're just going to wrap it around and try to tuck that end back in so it doesn't pull hair or poke anybody. Look at that, each lost a leaf. I'm even now. Alright, that's our first pair. see if I can hold it up a little bit more for you. Okay. For our second pair, these are smaller hoops in the same set. They match these. And what I was hoping to do is pretty much the same idea as the first one. This bit was from a stretch bracelet. It had a very tired piece of elastic that ran through it that made it a very small bracelet. So it was nice and cluttered, and it looked fun to wear. So I was going to see how this works threading it. These jump rings are a lot busier, and they're a lot smaller than the first pair that we did. So you have to get it a little bit straighter. I'm going every 3 or 4. Whatever link works. That link's a little bit busy. I'm going to skip it to the next one. There it goes. So in jewelry lots, it's always a nice little treat when I get a bracelet or a necklace that has a lot of beadwork already done on it that are on like eye pins and head pins and stuff, because making each one of these, if you wanted to do it with a whole bunch of beads and a whole bunch of head pins, it's going to take a very long time, even with the one step looper tool that I have. Even with this guy, doing each individual one of these will take a very long time. So we're almost full on this earring. It might be a little bit heavy. Alright, I think I'm gonna call that good there. I'm going to cut this link. Just like that. Alright, that guy's off. So now we have one very busy hoop. But it's going to catch a lot of light. It has just a hint of color. There it is, there's that link I cut. And this one, I'm not so worried about it sliding off. I could anchor it just like I did the first pair, but these links are so tight against that metal, and this has texture to it, that I'm not really worried about it slipping off. So that's going to be the first half. And then we're gonna do it again on this one. Just thread it on there. And I'm trying to find the links in this chain that don't have one of the other accessory beads on it, because it makes it a little bit easier to thread it through. Getting pretty close. Couple more links. There we go. And that'll be our last one. Alright, and that's our second pair that we've upcycled. So there you go, a pair of matching hoops and a bracelet. And there's enough left if I wanted to just turn it into a regular bracelet to match the earrings. We can do just that. So this is a handy little kit that you can get. It has lobster claw, a jump ring, oops, and then a little extension chain. And then if you're working with cords, that's what these clamps are for. So I'm gonna open the jump ring and close it. Oops, I should have closed it. There we go. If you haven't watched my previous tutorials, there's these jump ring rings that you can wear. They have different sizes for different size jump rings that you're working with. And how they work, if you don't lose your jump ring, is you grab it and you can fit part of the jump ring in and twist it. And you want to twist open your jump rings because if you just pull it apart, it's going to be very difficult to get it back into that circle shape, and it's going to just kind of look like somebody mushed it together. So set this little kit aside. I'll put a link to where I got that in the comments for you guys. And just like that, pair of earrings, a matching bracelet. Put that over there. And then the last thing I was going to show you, and this video is kind of running a little long, is what to do if you have like a single hoop earring and you're feeling crafty. You're going to want to get some wire and some chip beads, or any beads really, if you have them, from like a broken necklace out of a lot. I believe that's where these came from. And I have them marked as tree jaspers, but I don't know if that's true. So these are chip beads. They're just irregular chips of stone that they've drilled to make them into beads.
And I'm going to undo this little bit of wire that I have keeping this bigger piece of wire together.
There we go. I don't need my jump ring. So I'm going to start with decent length and mix in some of this thicker coppery color wire. So I'm going to trim it 1 or 2 more times. There we go. We might use those, we might not. So now I have 4 bits of wire. Should probably cut a few more. Okay. There we go. So now I have six bunches of wire, and right about in the middle, I'm gonna give it a really tight twist, just like this. And if your fingers aren't strong enough and you don't want to work on it that hard, you have like a C-clamp or a table vise, you can pinch it and then take pliers on the other side and give it a good twist. That way you're not twisting it from 2 angles. And I may have twisted that a little bit too much. Nope, we're good. Okay. I'm going to separate the bottom into 3s. And I'm going to start wrapping. So, I've done this before with hoop earrings and it's turned out really well. So well though, I think I've sold all of mine. So, we're just going to wrap it, and if you wanted to, you can make little designs in your wire. There's so many different things that you can do with wire when it comes to jewelry making. It's amazing the talent that's out there that people can do with wire. Okay, I'm gonna leave those guys hanging out at the bottom in case I need them. So now we have these, and if your earring doesn't have the closure, that's fine. We can actually take that guy off, or we can leave it turned up. Or we can wrap it closed. So what I'm going to do is put a couple seed, or these chip beads on. I'm using an aluminum wire, it's very soft, which is helping this go a little bit quicker, because otherwise we would be here for a bit as I wrestle with harder wire. Let's see, a nice dark green one. And there's one branch on our little, if you haven't guessed it, Tree of Life pendant. And if you had different colored beads from a necklace, or a couple necklaces, or even if you just went to Michael's and got different chip beads, you can make rainbow trees or anything. Okay, it doesn't like that 4th one. And the best part about making Tree of Life pendants and stuff is that if your wire work isn't perfect or you make a mistake, it's an organic thing you're trying to replicate. So you can just go with the flow, work with what wire you have, and make it what you want it to be. Okay, so I finished up the top part of the tree. I still have these wires down here. So I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm going to go up the tree because I think there's just a little bit too much negative space. And I came across a very cute little earring in the 4 pounds I did in my last video. I think he would work. I think he would work nicely in our tree. Put him on. And see how he looks. Tuck that wire and pull it through. Not bad. To move the wire a little bit so his guitar can be up front. There we go. Trim him off. Now we have a monkey playing a guitar hanging from a tree. And I have, oops, might work, really big jump ring to hook up here at the top. There we go. And we have a place for the chain. So there we go. There is 3 different things to do